The most dangerous moment in this case wasn't the killing. It was when nothing appeared wrong, when everything still worked. Sometimes, danger doesn't arrive as rage. Sometimes, it arrives as devotion. This isn't a story about something that ended suddenly. It's about something that was already finished long before anyone noticed. There was nothing unusual about the way Jodi Arias spoke about him. Not her tone, not her posture, not the words she chose. She sounded careful, thoughtful, reasonable. She didn't describe a violent man, she described a complicated one. The problem was, every detail she offered made her sound safer, and every fact that came later did the opposite. He trusted her enough to let her into his house, into his routines, into the quiet parts of his life, when nothing dramatic is supposed to happen. And for a long time, nothing did. That's what makes this hard to listen to. Not the violence, but how calm everything was right before it. She did not seem dangerous, no violent history. She didn't seem like someone who hated. She seemed like someone who needed. 26, a waitress, an aspiring photographer. Quiet, attentive. She could read a room and shape herself into what it wanted. Nothing extreme, nothing alarming. Just someone always becoming something else. People didn't talk about anger. They talked about connection, the kind that gets mistaken for love. Travis Alexander was almost 30, confident, charismatic, organized, deeply committed to his faith, discipline, self-improvement, eternal marriage. From the outside, his life looked structured, purposeful, but the contradictions were quiet. He spoke about purity while living exceptions. He offered closeness, then avoided permanence. They met at a conference in Las Vegas. September 2006. They talked until 4 a.m. The next morning, Travis told friends he'd found his wife. He wrote, "How lucky I would be to have her in my life forever." Within weeks, they were dating. Within months, she converted to his faith. He baptized her himself. From the outside, it looked like devotion.
It's simple, but it says a lot.
Let's keep reading.
Sure.
I'm glad we came.
Me too.
Inside his life, it felt like alignment. And when someone becomes exactly what you want, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels like a miracle.
It's like the day took a deep breath.
To his friends, it felt like a warning. She didn't join his world, she absorbed it. She changed how she dresses. She dressed like women in his church, moved states, 400 miles, quit her job, joined his company, took his interests, matched his energy. She became exactly what he wanted. That doesn't feel threatening. It feels like alignment. His friends watched. They didn't trust her. Not because she did anything wrong, but because she did everything right. Too right, too fast, too perfect. They asked him, "Don't you think that's fast?" He said, "She just really loves me." 5 months in, Travis ended it. The intensity was too much. But something didn't end. The communication stayed open. Calls, texts, late nights. Because the chemistry is still there. Because confrontation feels harder than avoidance. They weren't together, but they weren't gone. To the outside world, it was done. To Jodi, she never lost access. For someone who builds their identity around you, a breakup isn't an ending. It's a threat to existence. California to Mesa, Arizona. She showed up unannounced, used the garage to get into the house, knew the code. Tires slashed twice. She listened outside doors. She followed Travis to the bathroom. She monitored his phone, his emails, his social media. She forwarded his private conversations to other women. Territory being marked. She is no longer trying to be loved. She is trying to be undeniable. One friend said they feared she'd burn the house down with everyone inside. Travis blocked her, then unblocked her. Because he kept sleeping with her. For her, every encounter was hope. For him, was a way to manage a problem he couldn't control. Intermittent affection doesn't weaken obsession. It perfects it. By spring 2008, Travis pulled away for good. He was serious about finding a wife, dating within his faith, and moving forward. Travis began seeing other women and pulling away for good. His messages turned cold, final. He called her sociopathic, said she was the worst thing that ever happened to him. She didn't respond. She didn't argue. She was already planning. She wasn't trying to be loved anymore. She was trying to be undeniable. Nothing about that day looked urgent. That's what made it dangerous. He was stabbed, again and again. His throat was cut. He was shot in the head. 5 days later, his friends found him decomposing in the shower. She cleaned herself. She left. Where was Jodi Arias? She left blood behind and acted normal. She drove straight to Utah to see a new man she was dating. She behaved completely normally. She called the police to ask about the case, claiming she hadn't seen Travis in months. Jodi Arias sent flowers to Travis Alexander's grandmother after his death.
Thank you.
Along with an
And this as well.
18-page letter to the family. This was part of her initial attempt to manipulate the narrative, prove her innocence, and cover her tracks. She also attended Travis Alexander's memorial service days after the killing. She signed the remembrance book with positive comments, describing him as beautiful inside and out.
It's a digital camera.
Still soaked. Think it works?
Doubt it, but the card might have something.
Bag it. Let's get it to the lab.
Investigators find a camera in the washing machine.
Still dripping.
Time-stamped photos. The day he died. Her face, his body, the struggle, blood, palm prints, a missing gun. And if you think this case was disturbing, wait until you see what happened in the next one. The trial becomes a spectacle, not because of the crime, but because of the performance.
News tonight, conflicting accounts emerge from today's testimony.
Her story changed again and again and again.
Answered the questions as honestly as I could.
The defense now with new details, raising more questions about motive.
She thought she could control perception the way she once controlled access. She was wrong.
I accept responsibility for the oversight, but I assure the court my intentions were honorable.
But this story doesn't end with her mistake. The real question is, what did no one see? Travis didn't want to be cruel, didn't want to be the bad guy. So he kept answering, kept explaining, kept softening his no. Maybe that feels familiar, because you don't want to be cruel either. But the person who won't accept no doesn't care about kindness. Jodi Arias didn't need hatred. She needed permanence. And when she couldn't have him, she made sure no one else ever would. Because this isn't just about them. It's about anyone who treats boundaries like suggestions. Anyone who hears no and waits for exhaustion to turn it into yes. He had been stabbed at least 27 times. His throat was cut ear to ear. He had been shot in the head. She was charged with first-degree murder in Alexander's death. Have you ever met someone who felt too perfect and later realized it wasn't love? Do you think Travis missed the warning signs, or do we all ignore them when we want to? And if you think this was obsession, wait until you see the man who built it as a strategy. That case is even colder.